I know you've been getting a lot of updates, but we obviously just completed our first meeting in person, our annual meeting in 3 years. As you can well imagine from my standpoint, this is no time to get complacent. We have a lot of work to still do.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has now jumped into the Shedeur Sanders controversy, and things are heating up fast. Reports say Goodell is furious with how this entire situation has been handled, and he's making his frustration clear. In a closed-door meeting with Browns owner Jimmy Haslam, Goodell pushed him to take this issue seriously, warning that real changes must happen if the NFL wants to avoid massive backlash. Insiders reveal Goodell is deeply concerned that if these problems, tied to racist ownership agendas, are ignored, the league's reputation and momentum could collapse. What started with Shedeur Sanders has now exploded into a test of the NFL's integrity, its leadership, and its willingness to confront systemic corruption.
We will make sure that if there were violations, that they won't be tolerated. But when we know what those facts are and the impact it has on our game.
4 months, Roger Goodell has been closely watching everything happening around Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. It didn't take long for him to see the huge gap between Shedeur's undeniable talent and the lack of opportunities he was getting from Kevin Stefanski. What began as a few casual concerns quickly escalated into a full investigation into how the Browns were mishandling one of their most promising young quarterbacks. The deeper Goodell dug, the clearer it became that this wasn't just a bad coaching decision. This looked like a deliberate attempt to hold Shedeur back and deny him the chance to show the NFL what he can do.
I got it wrong on a number of levels, from the process that I led to the decision that I reached. But now I will get it right and do whatever is necessary to accomplish that.
Goodell isn't new to controversy, but this one hits close to home for him. He sees it as a sign of something much deeper in the league, an entrenched culture still holding back talented black athletes for reasons that have nothing to do with their skills on the field. For Goodell, this is a systemic problem the NFL has to face head-on. He has reached out to the Browns organization with a clear message: enough is enough. The way Shedeur Sanders has been treated will no longer be tolerated, and the NFL must step up and do better. Goodell isn't backing down. He's making it crystal clear that this isn't just about one player, it's about fairness, integrity, and the future of the NFL. He's openly calling out the decisions that kept Shedeur Sanders out of the first or second round of the draft, saying they raise serious red flags. Goodell stressed that this goes far beyond Shedeur Sanders. It's about giving every player a real chance and making sure the league isn't run by hidden agendas. He's determined to fix this, not just for stars like Sanders, but for the credibility and future of the entire NFL. Goodell knows that if these questionable decisions are ignored, they will hurt both the players and the league's credibility. The situation with Shedeur Sanders, he believes, was flat-out unfair, and he refuses to stay silent about it. He's demanding that Browns ownership take serious action to fix the wrongs done to Sanders. Goodell's message couldn't be clearer. Shedeur deserves a shot, and the NFL must make sure politics or hidden agendas don't block any player. By pressuring the Browns, Goodell is sending a signal that accountability starts at the top if the league truly wants to protect its players and its future.
Continuing to keep moving, particularly as we're going through a changing business and social and media landscape. This is something that we obviously have to work our way through and continue to make progress in all those areas.
Goodell didn't hold back when talking about the draft situation. He openly said that team owners completely failed to meet the league's standards. He highlighted that a clear first-round talent like Shedeur Sanders was allowed to slide all the way to the 5th round for no valid reason. He made it obvious this had nothing to do with Sanders' skills. It was about trying to hold him back simply for who he is. Goodell called it a system failure that can't be ignored. If the NFL wants to keep its credibility, changes must happen immediately to make sure this never happens again. Goodell went even further, pledging to investigate why things went so badly for Shedeur Sanders. He promised to dig deep and find out who allowed this situation to get completely out of control. According to Goodell, the league will leave no stone unturned, holding accountable anyone behind hidden motives or shady deals that influence these decisions. His message is clear: accountability is coming, and the NFL will not hesitate to expose any underhanded actions that created this unfair situation.
To be a violation of the personal conduct policy. So they recognize that that's something that we're going to pursue. We're going to make sure that we get to the bottom of the facts and make sure that how it applies to the personal conduct policy.
Goodell is determined to tackle the bigger problem, which goes far beyond just one player's draft spot. He knows that letting a black quarterback like Shedeur Sanders be denied his fair chance sends a message that directly contradicts the NFL's claimed values of fairness, equality, and opportunity. Goodell is committed to defending the league's integrity and sees this as a chance to reform how the NFL handles diversity and fairness. If this type of situation is allowed to happen again, He believes it will seriously damage the NFL's credibility with fans, players, and future talent. He's making it clear that the cost of doing nothing is too high. Goodell isn't just asking for a fix for Sanders. He's pushing for major structural changes across the NFL. He's demanding clearer accountability for draft decisions and how young prospects are evaluated. Goodell is also calling for stronger diversity initiatives to make sure minority players and coaches get real opportunities. He's even considering stricter oversight of team ownership to ensure they actually follow the league's values. But Goodell's top priority right now is Shedeur Sanders. He knows Sanders was unfairly denied the chance his talent and leadership deserved. Goodell is determined to fix this, stressing that this fight is about justice, not charity. Shedeur Sanders earned his spot among the top prospects, and pushing him down the draft for political or racial reasons was, in Goodell's eyes, nothing short of sabotage. Browns owner Jimmy Haslam is now facing the full weight of Goodell's pressure. The commissioner has made it clear that Haslam must take responsibility for this failure and make it right. Goodell has pushed Haslam to publicly admit the mistake, show accountability, and take action to rebuild trust, not just with Sanders, but with fans and the entire NFL community. He reminded Haslam that ownership is a privilege, not a guaranteed right. And with that privilege comes the responsibility to make sure fairness and diversity are part of every decision. Goodell's approach has stirred strong opinions. Supporters say this is exactly the kind of leadership the NFL needs, someone willing to challenge entrenched ownership and tackle race and fairness head-on. Critics fear that taking such a hard line against owners could create conflicts at the top of the league. But for Goodell, the choice is clear: stand for fairness, or watch the NFL's credibility crumble under its own hypocrisy. At the heart of Goodell's actions is a push for real diversity. He knows black players have been the backbone of the NFL for decades, yet they still face unfair barriers, especially in leadership positions like quarterback. Ignoring this reality, Goodell believes, would only make the league's problems worse. The NFL can't call itself America's game if it fails to represent and support the diverse communities that built its success. For Goodell, Shedeur Sanders deserves better, and the NFL must do better. Shedeur Sanders is proving the doubters wrong, and Goodell is fighting for fairness in the NFL. Don't miss a moment of this story. Like, share, and subscribe for all the updates.